All right, have you ever wanted to build your own website but just felt totally stuck on where to even begin? Well, today we're going to fix that. We are building the foundation for your very first web project, your digital project for my school. Let's jump right in. It really all boils down to this one big question you see on the screen. How can you design a website that's actually attractive? It seems complicated, but by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to get started. So let's begin our very first mission. We're going to lay down the blueprint for your first digital project. Now, before we even think about writing a single line of code, we need a plan. Seriously, it's just like how an architect needs a blueprint before they start building a house. We have to organize our tools and our thoughts. Getting this part right, well, that's the secret to making the whole project work. Okay, so what's in our toolbox? For basically every single website you've ever visited, it comes down to two main things: HTML and CSS. And trust me, they have very, very different jobs. This slide shows the difference perfectly. The best way to think about it is like this. HTML is the skeleton of your website. It's the bones, right? It gives it all the structure, like headings, paragraphs, all that stuff. But CSS, that's the style. It's the clothes, the paint color, the design that makes that skeleton actually look good and come alive. One gives you structure, the other gives you style. Simple as that. All right, enough theory. It's time for our first real practical step. Let's get our digital workspace ready by creating a home for our project. The number one rule of any project, digital or otherwise, is to stay organized. So we're going to start by creating one single dedicated folder. We'll just call it Project, nice and simple. Everything we build from now on is going to live right inside here. Okay, our folder is ready to go. So now it's time to create the actual files. These are the real building blocks of our website. So here's our game plan, our roadmap. We've already done step one. We created the folder. Boom. Next, we're going to create our two HTML pages, and then the single CSS file that's going to make them look awesome. It's a super simple three-step process. And here it is. This is the entire blueprint for our project's foundation. And would you believe it? It's just 3 files. We have 2 HTML files, one for the school information and another one for the student's info. And then we have one CSS file, style.css, and that one file is going to control the visual design for both of those pages. First up is school.htm. This web page has one job and one job only: to hold all the information about the school. And next, we've got student.htm. As you can probably guess, this page is all about holding the student's data, things like their name and their grade. And finally, the magic ingredient, style.css. Now, the key thing to get here is that this one single file controls the look and feel of both of our HTML pages. This is how you create a really cool, consistent, professional design without having to do the work twice. It's super efficient. So, let's just take a breath. Our folder is created, and our files are all planned out. Let's just quickly recap everything we've managed to accomplish so far. I mean, think about it. In just these few minutes, you've totally grasped the core concepts. You now get the difference between HTML and CSS. You've created a clean, organized folder for your project. You've outlined the exact files you're going to need. You haven't just learned some theory. You have literally built the complete foundation for your very first website. And just like that, you have the complete blueprint. This simple structure, this is the starting point for pretty much any website you can possibly imagine. Now it's all about filling these files with your own content and your own creativity. The foundation is solid. The structure is ready. The only thing that's missing now is your creative spark. So we're going to leave you with this question right here. What is the first creative touch you are going to add to your project?